Welcome to the South Carolina Trade Talk podcast. I am Dr. David Laplace, faculty at the Baker School of Business at the Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina. Welcome back, Dr. Valero. We appreciate Associate Professor and then Department Head for the Department of Intelligence and Security at the Citadel.
Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to be back.
Awesome. Well, again, we appreciate your expertise. So again, last month, you gave us a little bit of an insight. We're inviting you back here to tell us, we defined what intelligence is or not in some cases. But also now, let's talk a little bit more about the kind of tools and resources that businesses can use as part of that intelligence process. So can you tell us a little bit first, and to our audience, what makes good sources of intelligence?
Sure, David. Well, first of all, good intelligence analysts use multiple sources when going about their analysis and developing assessments. So whether it's in the private sector or in government work, multiple sources are very much needed. Reliance upon single sources can be problematic, to say the least. Sources should also be timely, of course, and outdated information can also lead to errors. Timely intelligence information can provide what we call actionable intelligence, and that's really what competitive businesses need most. Of course, timely intelligence can also be important in terms of security for businesses as well, and providing security intelligence to protect assets, physical infrastructure, and personnel. So timeliness of intelligence information is critical. But when it comes to the actual sources themselves, it's always good to have information from sources that have a proven track record, right? That is important because you don't want to rely on sources that may be unknown or dubious. That can also be very problematic. So sources that have a proven historical track record of reliability is best when it comes to the business environment.
And I found that to be very true, especially in international business. I personally have found also going and meeting with people and having these side conversations, sometimes some of that intelligence, although published, would be the best way and the best. We are very lucky in this country. We have a lot of published information, a lot of data like economic data and labor data and indicators by industries, but the rest of the world doesn't necessarily operate that way. And so I think I found myself the best way when doing business in parts of the Middle East or Europe and so forth is having these conversations, visiting. In some cases, even what I found interesting is even just basically going to a trade show or engaging people who are experts in their industries. And then those very side conversation, oh, I just heard about this business and they're moving into the area. And so indirectly, you're able to triangulate some really very interesting kind of and so it's putting those pieces together. So I really appreciate the fact that you're telling us a little bit about what makes those good sources. So tell us a little bit now about the various tools or sources, if as they approach, that, what questions should they be asking themselves as they assess those, as I am pursuing purchasing, engaging, becoming a member of a trade association, going to a conference, what would be the kinds of things that you think really make for a very first scan of what may be a good way of saying, yeah, I most likely will be able to gather what I want?
Sure, David. Excellent questions. In terms of tools that are commonplace, there are many commercial tools that businesses can be used. Some are quite well known from major companies. Others might be from smaller companies that provide other platforms. What they all have in common is that they provide data sets. Sometimes those can be very large data sets. They can provide analytics, and also they can provide visualization which of course is extremely important when providing presentations and the like. There are so many out there, but some of the more popular ones are SAP Business Objects, SAS Business Intelligence, Microsoft Power BI Business Intelligence, Oracle BI as well, and IBM Cognos Analytics are all well-known tools in the industry, so to speak. And that's just, you know, a drop in the bucket. There are other tools out there beyond the business environment. There are a couple that are well known that are used in the national security realm, in law enforcement as well, that are commonplace, but can even be used with business applications. IBM i2, Analyst Notebook, Palantir are all great for link analysis, and it just really depends on the business needs of the company.
Yeah, and I really that is actually so true. I've actually had the opportunity of working with the forestry department here in the state of South Carolina, and at the end of the day, I guess what's important also for people is to understand is one is assessing what is mixed for good intelligence. Two is going to the source and gathering that data. But then after that is building that dashboard. And I think that's the very idea is how to get a snap kind of like landscape view of what truly is happening in the competitive realm or within the competition, within the industry, within parallel industries. And sometimes because we can't get direct data, we might be getting some indirect information, indicators that actually help form ultimately possibly a strategic decision to want to think about doing business internationally. So I think that is really point on. That's great.
Most definitely. And let me just add to answer sort of the second part of your last question, you know, what questions should businesses be asking? Because there are so many tools and sources out there for business analytics. You know, the basic question I would ask is, how will this tool better inform my business decision making? And that's the basic hard question that CEOs and other corporate officers should be asking when they're looking at these tools. And then last but not least, getting back to what I was saying in terms of the track record, you know, is this tool reliable? Does it have the historical precedent of delivering what it says it does for other businesses, and can it help your own?
That's awesome. Again, Larry, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time today. Certainly sharing your insight, helping us form a little bit what truly competitive intelligence is or is not, and then also the tools. And so that was very helpful.
My pleasure, David. Thank you.
Awesome. Again, join us next month for our next episode of the South Carolina Trade Talk. Again, I'm David Laplace at the Tommy and Victoria Baker School of Business at the Citadel. Wishing you a great day.